And hello there, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. It is the DOUG here, and tomorrow night will be the Devil in Me. We will be starting that Let's Play tomorrow night. I would love to try to get as much of it done tomorrow and Tuesday, but we shall see. But tonight, well, it's time to go to the game I did say would get started tonight's Let's Play. We'll see if we'll actually get it completed or not but this week. It would be nice. Because once we get those two completed, we can go back to our normally scheduled streams we usually have. But I am not alone. We have the man called Joe, and we also have Rosie the Robot and Dark Knight. And of course, this is Sakura Succubus 6. That is right, this is the 6th game in the franchise. We have looked at the other ones before. Now, of course, this is technically an easy platinum, because all you have to do is complete the game. But because we know this is a story-based game, and the fact it's got giant big anime titties, we're going to be streaming it on YouTube. Now, this is the censored version, like all the other games from this company. If you want the uncensored version where you can see everything in its glory, you will have to get the game on Steam, I believe. Because on Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation, they're being censored. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is on that. But let's get the show on the road. Or as Rosie and Dark Knight call this, I put him to sleep because I read everything. Just pretend you're children and I'm reading you a story. Do I have everything I need? Yes, I got my water and I got my soda. I'm dreaming. Well, at least I think I'm dreaming. My body feels light, like I'm drifting through the ocean. My weight even more unstable than a jellyfish. I glance about me, my eyelids fluttering, but I can't see much of anything. It's pitch black. It feels a bit like I'm falling through a void. I reach out, trying to grab a hold of something, and as I do, I hear a voice calling to me from somewhere within this darkened abyss. Oh, Ahoki. Oki, is that you? Isn't it Ahoki? I've missed you so much. It's not like I care about you or anything, dummy, but, well, it has been a while, I suppose. Make that 2 voices. I blink, my eyes widen. The darkness about me dissipates, and then... Hello, titties! By the way, these are both 2 of my succubus. In this game, you play as a guy who has pretty much a harem of sex demons who just want to have sex with him. God, I wish I had that life. Granted, I live in Virginia, so there's no chance of that life ever happening. I need to move to Japan. I see them standing in front of me, 2 women that I know very well. One of the women has short, clean hair, while the other sports long, obscenely long, or so I've often thought, ponytails. Both these women are wearing skimpy outfits which come complete with fluttering bat-like wings and twitchy tails, and they both have horns sprouting from their scalps. They are very pretty, downright adorable, in fact, but it's obvious at a glance that they're not ordinary women. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, if you go to a video game convention or a comic book convention, you'll see women dressed like this. But 9 times out of 10, yeah, that's not going to happen. They ain't even humans. They're both succubi. Not that anybody else knows about this. To the world at large, these women are Iku, Ayu, and Cosmos Morty. I am so bad at pronouncing names, fuck. Ayuri, a famous idol, and Cosmos, a popular rapid pound star, aka the one with orange hair is a musician. Think Miley Cyrus or Demi Lovato. Yes, I know who the fuck they are, surprisingly. Thank you to my niece on that one. And then Cosmos, who is pretty much YouTube star. They're both well known, Ayuri for releasing cutie songs like I just said, which sell like hotcakes, and Cosmos for posting photos of herself online wearing, well, not very much. Yeah, so YouTube, OnlyFans, bullshit like that. Though these girls have legions of adoring fans, I know Cosmos has even more rapid pound followers than Uri does, a fact which has caused Uri no end of irritation. None of the fans know about their real natures. I think I might be the only guy in Japan, no, the world, who knows what they really are. Uri and Cosmos were born as succubi, and they both answer to the ruler of the succubus realm, Yun. They both possess magical power, but they can only use their powers if enough humans adore them. Again, it sounds like YouTube and OnlyFans, doesn't it? Where succubi can maintain their forms in the human realm by being intimate with other humans, they can also sustain themselves by being loved, which in other words requires them to be popular. Most succubi therefore have positions of importance, be it as singers, models, actors, or sports stars, or successful CEOs. That would probably explain every female singer in the planet. And every well, no, that still doesn't explain the WNBA. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I know a lot of succubi, and each of them falls into one of these categories. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you want to know the whole story, you have to go by episode 1. I am not... I think I streamed that one, I don't remember. I'm with Uri and Cosmo now, so I better focus on them. Is it just my imagination? Since this is a dream, I suppose this is only a figment of my imagination. Although they look a little sad. Uri's mood changes all the time, so seeing her frown isn't too unusual. But it's rare for Cosmo to look so desperate. The pair of them are holding my hands, Uri taking the right, Cosmo the left. They stare at me, their jewel-like eyes fingered with long lashes, and say, Don't get the wrong idea, alright? It's not like I came to check up on you because I've been missing you. I really couldn't care less, not at all. I was just wondering how you've been. You're so useless, I can't imagine you know how to get along without me. Now, Uri, don't be like that. I know you wanted to see... Oki. God damn, I am so bad at pronouncing Japanese names. Fuck! You told me yourself. You don't have to lie about your feelings all the time. Doesn't that make you sad? Uri pouts and turns her nose up in the air. Like you care about my feelings. But I do care about them. You know I do. We're best friends for a reason. But best friends? Yuri scowls. Since when were we friends? Full stop, let alone best ones. You're getting way too ahead of yourself. Hey, you two. I look between Yuri and Cosmos, perplexed by their disagreement. This is a dream, right? If it's a dream, don't let it stop. I was certain that this was a dream, at least. But Yuri and Cosmos' interactions feel way too realistic for that. I might be a photographer, but my imagination's not this good. Preaching to the choir on that one. I can't conjure up arguments as Irene and Uri and Cosmos on a dime. What's going on? I'm asleep, ain't I? Oh yes, that's right. You are asleep indeed. Then this is a dream. Not necessarily. What? I have a feeling there's a big butt coming. I beg your pardon? I blink. If I'm asleep, then this must be a dream, mustn't it? It's a dream, yeah, but that doesn't mean this isn't real. Cosmo and I are here, and we're talking to you, just not with our physical bodies. So does that mean I'm going to have sex with a ghost and this is somehow ripping off Ghostbusters? I'm sure I'm the only one who gets that reference who's seen the original Ghostbusters in this group. So, yay me. Still, Yuri gives my captive hand a squeeze. It feels realistic enough, doesn't it? It sure does. This is getting kind of freaky. Then are you both talking to me in my sleep? Bingo! You're right on the money. Hee hee. Wow, I shake my head, or I guess my dream self does. In actuality, my body's still lying in bed, curled up beneath my sheets. I think I get it. You must be using your succubus powers to speak to me, right? Exactly. I thought we should utilize them every once in a while, else you forget what we really are. Cosmos and I are succubi, don't forget it. We have abilities you puny humans could only dream of. Well, I am dreaming right now, I replied with a wry smile. So what's up? Something must be important for the pair of you to drop in like this in the midst of one of my OEM cycles. You must have something major to tell me, if you couldn't send me a text on email. You're right about that. I use my phone a lot, but there are some matters so important, only face-to-face communication can cut it. I am an awkward person, so I prefer talking online. But when it comes to you, Cosmos leans towards me, her breath warm upon my cheek. You're special, Haruki. I like you so much I would far rather be able to see your face when we speak. Talking across a long distance doesn't feel right. Now, I guarantee you, because the last time we did one of these games, Rosie and Dark Knight fell asleep. Let's see if we can make that happen again. No. Yes! Whoa! I shiver, a little perturbed by Cosmos' closeness. No, this was actually what I had planned to stream tonight to begin with, so blah. I was going to do this last night, but between how yesterday went, like I said, off screen and watching all the college playoff games.
Well, whose fault is that?
Hey, everybody knew I was going to probably watch the college playoff games anyway.
Oh, rigged anyways.
No, because if it was rigged, Alabama would have made it in, and Alabama did not. Again, if it was rigged, Alabama would have made it in. And Alabama did not make the playoffs, so you're wrong on this one.
I still think it's fucking rigged off the ass.
It is not, trust me. If it was rigged, Alabama would have been put in and not TCU or Ohio State.
Ohio State sucks.
They made it into the playoff, though. Remember, the only loss was to Michigan. That's what helped them get in, and I'll explain more on Wednesday. I don't want to talk about football tonight. It's not about football. It's about boobies. It really does feel like I'm standing with Uri and Cosmos, face to face. To face? Having a conversation. Though given the nebulous nature of our surroundings, I'm not sure where we're standing exactly. Somewhere in the void? The void has gotten awfully sparkly, though, since Uri and Cosmos saw fit to materialize themselves. I wonder if that's their doing. I like this. It feels more intimate. Intimate is one word for it. Yeah. Personally, I think this whole experience is a little freaky. But, well, I thought the same thing after Cosmos broke into my house that one time. What's breaking into somebody's subconscious after pulling a stunt like that? I should be used to this kind of thing. So, did something happen? Yes, it did. Uri missed you. She said she couldn't stand not being able to see your face. So she came to me and... Hey, Cosmos. Uri growls at Cosmos, her pretty features twisting with obvious embarrassment. Don't tell Hookie that. He doesn't need to know. But he acts, and as his girlfriends, shouldn't we tell him the truth? You might be content to be this loser's girlfriend. If I wasn't so used to Uri's acid tongue, I might take umbrage at being called a loser. I know Uri well enough, however, to know that she's not being serious, at least, not wholly. If she was, she wouldn't be squeezing my hand as tight as she is. But I'm worth much, much more than that. Hookie's nothing more than my cameraman. A cameraman that you can't keep away from. Who says I can't keep away from him? I only decided to check up on him out of the goodness of my heart, in case he was feeling lonely. I don't think the guy feels lonely when he has 6 demon women he can fuck. I'm doing this for his sake. So you say. Cosmos frowns. But as far as I recall, you've been crying to me every night this week, wondering when Hoki will come back from Austria. I think that's Austria. Or Astor? Some probably fucking European goddamn place. I don't know. Didn't you say only yesterday? Cosmos clears her throat, then launches into her best impersonation of Uri. Oh, Cosmos, I'm so sad. I really can't take it anymore. Haruki's been gone for so long. who'd definitely fall for another girl. He's so handsome, and he smells so good. I bet all the European succubi will flirt with him, and then... Shut up! A scoring red-faced Ori... No, that's what the character said in the game. A scoring red-faced Ori resorts while slamming her foot against Cosmos. This might be a dream, but I guess our bodies have some sort of heft to them, and the ability to feel pain too, because Cosmos yelps. Hoki doesn't need to know all these things. It isn't relevant. Besides, you're exaggerating. I'm not that insecure. Hey, Yuri? Noticing Yuri's discomfort, but how can I not? It rolls off her like waves. I pet the top of her head. You don't need to feel ashamed about your feelings. You can confide in me. I won't judge. What? Are you sure? I'm quite sure. I like talking to you, and I gotta admit, I was missing you and Cosmos a little too. You were? Yuri looks at me puzzled. But why? Haven't you been busy spending time with Hooferman and Hazel and Maria and that fancy European princess? I'm surprised you have enough time to think about me at all. Of course I've been thinking about you. You and Cosmos are important to me, and while I won't lie and say I've not been having fun in Europe, because I refuse to say that fucking A name, because I'll butcher it again, I'm looking forward to be reunited with you. You don't have to worry about that. If you're checking up on me because you're afraid I might have gotten bored of you, then there really is no need. My feelings for you ain't going to change. Not that easily. Again, why can't this happen to me in real life? I would be okay with having 6 succubus demons running to be with me. I don't care if I die in the end. To quote Ric Flair, as he said once, I want to die either in the ring or on top of a wild woman. Woo! By the way, I think that's how every man wants to go out. Die having sex. Because you'll get to go, or you get to come and go at the same time. By the way, if you're watching this and you're a child, I apologize. You've entered the adult zone. Really? Uri's brow frowns. But didn't you agree to go on a date with that princess girl? Well, about that, I don't bother asking Yuri how she knows about my plans with Stephanie. There's no point. Since Uri's a succubus, there's a non-zero chance that she might have read my mind. I don't see the point of trying to deny this either, nor when it's the truth. I need to take this in my stride. I am going on a date with Stephanie, or however you pronounce her name. Yuri scoffs. I can't believe you're on a first-name terms with a princess. How shameless can you be? I quite like it. I'm glad my boyfriend is so desirable. Steffi's got good taste. And now you're calling her Steffi? Though you've never even met her? You're being awfully over-familiar, aren't you? But though I like Stephanie, and I think she's cute, our relationship won't diminish the feelings I have towards the pair of you. You'll always be my favorite idol, Yuri. Not that she's up against particular stiff competition, given I'm not big into idol music. And you'll always be my adorable girlfriend, Cosmos. Which is kind of weird. I thought Cosmos was always a guy's name, but oh well. That, I reckon, will have a bigger impact on Cosmos than calling her my favorite lewd model. So you can both rest easy, no matter where I am or what's going on in my life. I'll never get bored of you. Really? Shyly, Yuri glances at me. Do you mean that? Every single word. The 3 of us can go on a date together if you want when I get back to Japan. Would you like that? A date? Cosmo stares at me shadow-frozen. Her eyes sparkling, her tail. I can't help but note twitches at this prospect like puppies. No, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. Oh, go watch Dark Knight play God of War. That sounds like fun. I want to go on a date with you, Hukura. It feels like it's been a long time. I have to pick something cute to wear. Don't be stupid. You don't own any cute clothes, only shameless ones. Oh, that's just gonna make everyone happy. They're gonna be like, what kind of fucking game is Doug playing?
Exactly.
Kratos, I know what Kratos would say if he was hearing this. He'd be like, I went to watch Doug's game. I like titties. No, but hey, you might need some sleep, so come join us. Come get some sleep if you need it. Shameless clothes can be cute too. Nah, you expose far too much skin. You ought to be careful, or Haruku will think that you're easy. I'm not easy. I'm very selective when it comes to my partners. I've only ever dated Haruki before. You're just too difficult, Uri. You need to learn to say what you really think, or you'll never be happy, which is a shame. As your bestie, I want you to thrive. I wish you can it with the bestie stuff, really. Yui pouts, and I couldn't care less about going on some stupid date. I'm not about to get excited by something so simple. As a mature lady, Yui mature? Pah, please! Even disregarding her general attitude, the way she dresses is way too cutesy to be grown up. I have sophisticated taste, and I'm not happy about this at all, but, well... Yui demurs, as I knew she would, her eyes afflexed upon mine. I appreciate the effort, I suppose. Thank you for always being so thoughtful. I'm glad you don't think I'm being too clingy. And I look forward to seeing you when your trip from Europe is over. I hope you have a good time. I'm sure I will, and I wish you the same too. Don't miss me too much, Kay? As if I would. Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm not crazy about you or anything. Here's Yuri's voice drops to a whisper. Not that crazy, at least. As for me, I'm not like Yuri. I don't mind being honest about my feelings, so I can tell you this up front. I am crazy about you. You're the best boyfriend in the whole wide world. I wish a woman would say that to me, because then I could have the biggest smile. Granted, at least my Cowboys won, so that gave me a smile, and I think I might have shook the house with my yelling after getting those 33 points in the fourth quarter. Now, I should go. I need to pick up my outfit for my date. Our date. Let me help you with that. Do you want to? Cosmos beams. That's so nice of you, Yuri. I'm not being nice, moron. I'm just worried if I let you choose an outfit on your own, you'll end up with something completely, utterly unflattering. Just like that stupid cat-made bikini you wore to my beach house. What? I thought my bikini was cute. Your sense of cute is rather different from everybody else's. Your tastes are utterly bizarre. Yuri snouts. If the three of us are going to go on a date together, I'd like you at least to look like a normal person. I don't want us getting a lot of stares. Is it bad if people stare at me? Yes, it is. We're not meant to draw attention to ourselves, stupid. And besides, it's embarrassing. I don't want people to think I'm friends with a weirdo. If you're watching this video, you're friends with a weirdo. Or if somebody sent this to you, you're friends with a weirdo. So, are you admitting that we're friends? Yes, I mean... Yui hastily backpedals, her face flushed. No, we're not. I don't care about you. Not at all. Hee hee. Cosmos, who's even more familiar with Yuri and her mood swings than I am, giggles. That's really nice of you, Yuri. I'm glad you care about me so much. I don't. Stop putting words into my mouth, you dummy. Cosmos and Yuri both begin to fade from view, taking Yuri's one side, bickering along with her. I guess the dream they sent me is coming to an end, and with it, my consciousness begins to return. I blink, my eyelashes trembling, and then... Mr. Oigashira, are you awake? Huh? I start, my eyelids whiting as roughly as I find myself put into the world of the living. Though in this case, shaken might be the most accurate word to use. I can feel a pressure about my shoulders and fingers cut against my skin. My body shifts up and down, not alas of my own choice, and the back of my head hits against my pillow with a dull thwomp. Feels a bit like I'm enduring an earthquake. I blink. White spots flare momentarily across my vision, then stare. The blurriness about the fingers of my vision eventually dissipates, and when it does... Hello, maid! Damn, damn, damn! See, this is why this game is better than God of War. You get to see massive titties, children. You don't get to see titties in God of War. Just a bunch of probably fat people. Fat men. Yeah. By the way, if you hit the thing in the middle of your controller, you can have the thing disappear there. Back, auto, or skip. Elizabeth. Mr. Ogasawa. I eventually see what, in this case, who was causing my discomfort. I don't think I would have any discomfort if this is what woke me up in the morning. I'm just saying. I'm a red-blooded American. A very pretty, almost proclaimed face hovers above my own, in which are set a pair of bright red Irish lined with full white lashes. This dull face-like face is framed with masses of curling hair, which tremble about a pair of slender shoulders. Clad in a black dress. Joe's going to bed because of me. Sure. I'm sure me reading probably made him sleepy too. A few strands of this loose hair brushes against my cheeks, almost like an embrace, which makes me shiver. I know, of course, who this face and who this hair belongs to. This is Elizabeth, last name redacted, a maid who works in the service of the Ashton royal family. Elizabeth is fiercely loyal to her mistress, the Princess Stephanie, and she would, from what I gather after spending time with her, sacrifice her life for her lady's sake. Elizabeth isn't engaged in any particular death-defying feats right now, however. She's doing nothing more strenuous than trying to get me out of bed. I appreciate her work, although... Hey, somewhat awkwardly I survey Elizabeth. She's looming over me, her thighs pinning me in place on the mattress so I can't escape. As far as wake-up calls go, this one's pretty intimate. Do you have to straddle me like that? Oh. Elizabeth raises an eyebrow impassively. Do you have a problem with our current positions, Mr. Osagawa? It's a bit awkward, yeah, especially first thing in the morning. If anybody were to walk in on us like this, they'd definitely get the wrong idea. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. Nobody will come in. I made it quite clear to the other maids that I shall be the only one to serve you in the mornings, Mr. Osagawa. Service me? I repeat this dumbly, a hot flash spreading across my face. I don't suppose it helps that, not so very long ago, Elizabeth and I really did get all up close and personal in the bathroom. Yes, service you. Elizabeth affirms with a nod of her head. I would not let any of the palace's other maids, well-meaning though they may be, lay a finger upon you. They are not worthy of attending you. You are a special guest of my lady's, and as such, you deserve to be treated with the best maid my lady has at her disposal, namely, myself. Whew! I whistle. You're awfully confident in your abilities. Should I not be? I know my worth both as a maid and a woman, as should you. There's nothing I would not do to please you, Mr. Osagawa. Alright, if I had any doubts before, they've since been expunged. It can be hard to tell with Elizabeth, given she tends towards the emotionlessness, but I'm pretty sure she's trying to flirt with me. There's nothing else this could be. Still, I do not wish to command all of your attention, not this morning at least. Your presence is wanted. This is why I came to wake you, and why I chose to employ such unconventional methods in doing so.
I'm
It is of paramount importance that you rose yourself as quickly as possible. Oh? I blank. What's going on? Do you not know? Elizabeth examines me scratchingly. Well, if you fall asleep, hey, at least you guys will get some nice, good beauty rest. Now, the last time I did this, you actually fell asleep for 2 to 3 hours, Dog Knight. I actually helped you get a good night's rest. So you can shut the fuck up. And I'm sure Rosie had a good night's sleep, too, so she probably was thankful in the long run. Neither one of them will admit it. Besides, I can't let's play this game in front of my grandma. I don't think that would be appropriate. Remember, where I'm going this Friday, I don't think this would be appropriate to stream in front of my grandparents. This is like one of those games I am not going to want to stream, so just probably as a heads up. Between this and the Devil Enemy, we're going to try to finish them before Thursday morning. If not, well, I'll have to figure out what to do. No, they don't. They're not game. They're from the old generation, so they mostly know Nintendo. So Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, all that. PS1 and on, not really. Granted, they'll probably find out with between Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil Director's Cut, and all that. But there are a few things I don't want to stream in front of my grandparents. This being one of them. If it was my mom and stepdad, I wouldn't give a fuck. Because they're used to me playing these types of games. My lady is waiting for you, and I am sure you do not wish to keep her on her tenterhooks. I spoke to her the night prior, and it seems she's most looking forward to your date today. She's so very excited. It would be the height of rudeness to delay matters. Oh, right. I nod, realizing at long last dawning. I think I must have been pretty out of it for this to slip my mind. That hyper-realistic dream I had about Yuri and Cosmos, planted as I can now perceive by Yuri and Cosmos themselves, must have scrambled my mind. I can remember everything now, though. It's all falling into place. Still, I understand that, though. I don't know Stephanie would want me to take her out on a date today. We didn't make any concrete plans. I didn't realize that my lady was being serious. Elizabeth narrows her eyes. Please do not tell me, Mr. Ogerson, that you made this promise with my lady willy-nilly, with no intentions of actually holding it up. My lady has been eagerly anticipating this date all morning. She was so excited, in fact, she woke up at the crack of dawn, when the clock had only but struck 6 a.m. Turning her down now would be an act of utmost cruelty, akin to cursing her poor frail heart beneath your unworthy heel. As my lady's top maid, I cannot condone that. If you cause my lady pain, then I shall amplify said pain twofold and inflict it upon you. Elizabeth Pale's fingers sink into my shoulders just hard enough to hurt. Do you want me to insert pins beneath your fingernails, Mr. Ogerson? I might appear dainty, but I assure you, I am strong enough to manage feats which would make a demon blush. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing this more for you guys. For the sake of preserving my lady's smile. What? No, of course I don't want that. Jeez, Elizabeth. I scramble back in bed that covers rumply about me and get to my feet, straggling as I say, damn, her legs look gorgeous. Damn. She's got legs that she could wrap around your head and keep you warm at night. I'm not about to turn down Stephanie. I'm not about to turn Stephanie down. I'm excited about this date too. I'm just surprised as all about the timing. I didn't think we'd be going out so soon. And Elizabeth's eyes narrow. Is that a bad thing? Do you not wish to spend your time in my lady's company? Now, did I say that? Not in those exact words, I suppose. Then don't go leaping into wild conclusions. I get that you care about Stephanie. Your loyalty is remarkable, really. But I'm not some scumbag who's about to take her out for a ride. I'm just tired, is all. I had a pretty intense dream last night, and I didn't get much sleep. I'm still kind of dazed. That doesn't mean I'm not happy about all this, though. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I think I'm a pretty fortunate guy, all things considered, that a cute girl like Stephanie has taken such an interest in me. If I seem hesitant about all this, that's because I can't help but feel like I'm not worthy of spending time with her. Elizabeth presses her lips together. I suppose you have a point. My lady is a princess, while you are nothing but a commoner. Yeah, you don't have to spell it out. However, Elizabeth's expression softens, and then once more she praises me. For a commoner, you're rather considerate. I am happy to hear that you are thinking of my lady, despite my threats. And am I to take it you have no qualms in spending the day with my lady, then? I have one or two qualms, I guess, some of which involve my fear that the paparazzi might find out about this and publicize my relationship with Anastor's princess, and others of which involved my newfound fear. Elizabeth gut me if I fail to satisfy Stephanie. But what the heck? I'm not about to make Stephanie cry. If she wants to go on a date with me, then I'll do my best to satisfy her. We had to find a 7-Eleven immediately. It's the least I can do when she's been such a gracious hostess. Wonderful. I am pleased to hear it. I will hasten to inform my lady of the good news. You should really get dressed first, however. You can hardly speak to my lady in that shaven state, not when you're going to go on a date. You need to make a good impression. I know, Mom. I click my tongue. Just give me a little while to get ready, Kay. I will give you 10 minutes. Keeping my lady waiting any longer would be an unpardoned crime. Please don't make me break your kneecaps. Right. I shudder. Elizabeth's voice is so strained, I can't tell how serious she's being. Okay, this is the second game now we've done from this company where the maid is batshit fucking nuts. I'd like to just point that out. What is with it with crazy-ass maids in my love life in these games? Would she really inflict bodily harm upon me if I a second too long with my morning routine? I thought Elizabeth was a sensible woman, but I'm starting to think she might be even scarier than Yoon. Alright. I wash my face and brush my teeth in a double quick time, mindful of Elizabeth's threats, then put on a set of clothes warm enough to insulate me from the wintry winds. Freshly dressed and ready to go, I then reconvene with Elizabeth, who was waiting for me dutifully outside my bedroom door. Elizabeth then escorts me through the expensive hallways of the palace, and down an impressive set of steps to the ground floor. This is the same route I've taken numerous times during my stay in the palace, and it's become almost familiar to me. I don't necessarily need Elizabeth's guidance, but I accept it nonetheless. I'm only too wary that as a maid, Elizabeth takes nothing more seriously than her duties towards A, Princess Stephanie, and B, Princess Stephanie's guest. I'm a bit fearful that if I were to shrug aside Elizabeth's offers to help with a cherish, I can do it myself, I might offend her. And I can't see any reason to make enemies with Stephanie's dearest ally, so I choose instead to comply with her. Eventually, we make it to the parlor, where Stephanie is waiting, and the moment I see her... Hello, Princess! Not leaving much there to the imagination! Oh, I feel what little breath I still possess after my walk through the palace leaving me. Stephanie isn't attained for once in her blue and white gown, replete with the tiara, and she isn't wearing her whoopsie lengthy nightgown either. Stephanie is clad in a sweet dress with a bell-shaped skirt, which fans out about her thighs like the head of a flower. To complete the look, she's wearing a thick cable kit garterage, and her blonde, fluffy hair is tied back into two girlish ponytails. Stephanie's outfit is comprised of pale blue and mint green shades. There's green there? Oh, okay, I see the green. With a lot of white thrown in for good measure. Her skirt is short enough to off her slender legs, which are clad in a pair of white high-knee stockings. But all of her appearance isn't at all scandalous. If I had to describe Stephanie's outfit in one word, perhaps I'd use cozy. She looks incredibly fluffy. When she's dressed as a princess, Stephanie gives off a sudden air of regal authority. In these clothes, however, she looks much more like your average girl next door. The sort who'll be willing to pour you a glass of barley tea and listen to all your work-related woes. She looks pretty, that much is undeniable. But it's an innocent, unamusing sort of way which makes my heart melt. I thought Stephanie looked good in her nightgown, but I think I might have to reassess my previous opinion. This outfit makes it apparent that she does in fact look good in anything. Oh, Haruki. Stephanie greets me shyly when I enter the parlor, both her hands clasped at her front. She didn't seem at all abashed last night after she happened upon me in her night clothes, but now she looks much more self-conscious. She's so awkward, in fact, she's having genuine trouble meeting my eye. I wonder why. She's actually wearing more clothes now, more than she was last night. Why, then, is her face so flushed? It is, very good to see you. What do you think of my outfit? I think you look great. I answer without pause. Ominously enough. I'm not sure what else there is for me to say, really, other than a more bombastic, you look freaking amazing, which would probably embarrass Stephanie more than she already is. Do you really think so? Stephanie looks down at herself, and suddenly written across her pale face. I'm not accustomed to dressing in clothes such as this. In the palace, I usually wear fancy gowns and dresses that my mother picks out for me, and of course my tiara. Without all my fancy shit, I feel somewhat naked. Elizabeth assured me, as she helped me dress this morning, that all girls wear clothes such as this when they go out on dates. But I am uncertain. I know so little about the world outside the palace. It's impossible for me to say what's normal and what isn't. This dress. Stephanie picks at the hem of said dress. Do you think it's too short for me? Let's see. We can either do one or two things, because there are a few choices you can make in this game. Not a lot, but a few. Oh, wow, okay. I did not know this, but I'll just mention it tonight and see if I can remember it for Wednesday. The Colts Cowboy game became the first NFL game to be streamed on the Sportsbook app. So it made history. And depending how you bet it, you're either very happy or very sad. Now, we can either vote for A, it's the perfect length, or B, I think it could be even shorter. But we're going to vote for it's the perfect length. This is a lady, after all, we're doing with a princess. And we don't want to be offensive. We'll be offensive and sick to the other women. Because most of them are succubus and won't care. But this, I believe, is a human girl. No, it's fine. I reassure Stephanie while smiling. I think it's the perfect length. Do you really think so? It is somewhat short, yes. But that is simply how women wear their skirts nowadays. It is a fashion statement. Wear the hem any longer and you'd be taken for one with no knowledge of modern trends. You don't want to look like your grandmother, Lady Gutu, do you? Oh no, perish the thought. I would like to look hip and trendy. Is that the use of today's say? But I think there should be some limits. Stephanie continues to tug at the hem of her skirt, all while wearing an expression which borders on anguished. A sudden gust of wind would be enough to expose everything. I guess that's a possibility, yeah, but don't worry. If you're scared about exposing too much, I can lend you my coat, and it should be able to cover most of you up. That is very kind of you, but wouldn't that... I can't talk, fuck! That is very kind of you, but would that really be alright? Sure, we're going on a date, so it's my job to see to it that you're comfortable. My coat is yours for the taking, should you ever need it. You only have to ask, my lady. I drop Stephanie an extended bow. I'm only joking, really, but Stephanie seems to take my words in earnest because she smiles. Why, thank you. That is very kind of you, hee hee. I feel a lot better now. I'm still a bit anxious about this outfit. It sits so very strangely on me. Well, I suppose that is the point. I asked Elizabeth to sew me something quite unlike my usual clothes, so nobody would recognize me. That is part of my disguise. Oh? Did you make this outfit yourself, Elizabeth? I did indeed. My lady asked last night that I prepare suitable clothes for today's date. Not wishing to disappoint her, I stayed up all night researching various fashion trends and collecting them in order to craft something that would show off all of her charms. Once I had a pattern down, I set to work procuring the fabrics from my stores and sewing everything together. I was kept so busy I had but a scant hour of sleep last night. An hour? My eyebrows shoot up my forehead in surprise. That's kind of intense. Aren't you tired? Somewhat, yes. My own feelings of exhaustion, however, are immaterial. I am merely happy to see my lady looking so lovely as I knew she would. If she is asked, I would gladly give up all of my sleep for her sake. That is the extent of my feelings for my lady. She deserves nothing less, being so charming. Again, what is with these two games I've done where the maid is really, really, really maybe too much into her job? I agree. Well, remember in the last game we did, the maid ended up actually banging her mistress and got married, so let's see if that happens in this one. I agree, Stephanie does look cute in her outfit. Yeep. But you need to take care of yourself too, Elizabeth. Maybe you should take a nap today if you can. I'll look after Stephanie in your stead, so don't you fret. I'm sure I can show her a good time. Oh, Huiku, you're so cool. Stephanie sighs breathlessly, swore, I think, by my reassurance. Elizabeth, meanwhile, looks similarly appeased. A small smile captures her lips, and lightly she says, Were you any other man, I would question your words when you speak hence. However, I cannot help but feel reassured. Perhaps I will take you up on your kind offer and allow myself to rest. I hope only that the pair of you enjoy yourselves. There is nothing that makes me happier than your happiness, my lady. Sometime later... Goodness, Rosenberg is so nice. I had no idea how lovely it was, particularly during this time of year when the ground is all frozen. It looks just like a scene from a storybook. A cheerful, smiling Stephanie glances about the paved city streets, her pale blonde hair fluttering with every step she takes. It's a cool day despite the wan sunshine which shimmers through the gaps in the clouds, and a gentle breeze nudges the ends of Stephanie's hair and then the hem of her dress. It's a wonder she isn't cold. I feel cold simply looking at her. She's displaying quite a lot of her thighs. I asked Stephanie whether she's alright. I've not forgotten my earlier promise to lend her my coat if the need should arise, but she refuses laughingly. Oh no, I'm quite alright. Thank you for your concern though, Horikio. Are you sure it's pretty nipply today? Yes, I suppose it is. I'm used to it. Although Astria is a very cold country. Even our summers are mild. As a child, I used to play out in the snowdrifts with my nurse. I loved going sledding in the hills. Hee hee. I would often end up stuck head first in the snow. My nurse had to uproot me like a turnip and then shake the snowflakes from my hair. I never minded though. I thought it was a good deal of fun. And you never caught hypothermia while you were playing outdoors? Well... Stephanie smiles cruelly, her fingers linked at her front. Maybe I did, once or twice, but I never suffered from any serious ailments. We Astrians are a hardy bunch, hee hee. I might I might not look it, but I'm very strong. Stephanie flexes her non-existent muscles, which makes me smile. If Stephanie were even slenderer than she is, her arms would be like sticks. I don't think that cartoon has done much to help tone her body. Really, though, it's been a long while since last visited Rosenberg. It looks much the same as it did when I was a girl, but it seems very more exciting now. I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're not with your servants today? Yes, that might be so. When I was a little girl, my nurse accompanied me everywhere. Then, when I grew older, Lizzie became my new companion. I spent so much of my life with Lizzie, I can't recall the last time I set a foot outside the palace without her. Guess Lizzie must be Elizabeth, I'm going to guess. I appreciate her company, of course. She's a very dear friend of mine, but... Stephanie sighs wistfully. Sometimes I wish Lizzie wouldn't baby me so much. I'm a grown woman and I'm more than capable of looking after myself. Other girls my age ain't accompanied by their maids when they go outside. They have much more freedom than I do. Well, you have that freedom now. I'm not about to tell you what you can and can't do. Not unless you get some truly crazy ideas into your head. Truly crazy? Such as shaving off all your left with blonde hair, I guess, or running away to join a circus? Yeah, don't pull Britney Spears. I don't think Elizabeth would be happy if I let you do that, and neither would your parents. Oh my, Stephanie giggles. I can't deny I have wondered what it would be like to be a trapeze artist, or how it would feel to ride on the back of a tiger through a flaming hoop. Dangerous. And if you're Robin, your family dies. Stephanie, no. But... Stephanie grins, her green eyes glinting coyly. I think going on a nice normal date with you sounds more enjoyable than all the grand old adventures in all the world. Ah, I see. So she was just teasing me. Stephanie's more mischievous than she might look. Her current smile is downright impulse. Jeez. I exhale, my shoulders slumping. It's so cold my breath escapes my lips in a transient cloud like mist. You almost gave me a heart attack. Don't say scary things like that. I never had to look at for a princess before. It's pretty heavenly responsibility as it is, without you making it worse. Hee hee. Sorry about that, Hugo. Down, down, down! I think I knocked out Dark Knight and Ozzy or they muted me. One or the other. Did Rosie fall asleep? That's one, that's two down. Now it's got to get Dark Knight to fall asleep. Still giggling, Stephanie loops her arm through mine. I'll try to behave myself while we're together. But please, let me have some fun. Oh, I can think of a lot of fun things we can do with what you're wearing, honey. It's so horribly stuffy in the palace. I need to cut loose every once in a while. Oh, she said she wants to cut loose? Time to go get the condoms! Cutting loose is fine, so as long as you don't seriously mean to ride on the backs of any tigers. I shan't. I will be on my best behavior. To an extent, I promise. Now, Stephanie scans the plaza, and soon her eyes alight upon an intriguing sight. There's a food court not too far from which is painted in a pastely hues from which a delicate aroma is away from coming. It smells great. Fuck. I can't speak English. I can't speak big words. Fuck. Based on all its signage, this court looks like it's dedicated to making and selling of crepes. Oh, Huko. Stephanie tugs at my arm like a woman possessed, then points with childish glee towards the aforementioned cart. Can we get crepes, please? Pretty please? I've not had a crepe in years, and they really are delicious, especially with chocolate sauce and whipped cream. You like whipped cream on your crepes? I can either say I'm pretty fond of that too, or that isn't my favorite flavor. But in this case, I think we want to do I'm pretty fond of that too. I'm pretty fond of whipped cream too. You are? I am, yeah. You have great taste, Stephanie. Well, of course I do. I am a princess, you know. My taste in food is impeccable. And so is my taste in men. Hee hee. Stephanie beams, then snuggles up beside me even more intimately. She's being so familiar, this date is starting to feel like a genuine article. It's almost like we're actually lovey-dovey couple coming out to enjoy the sights. Next, we'll be sharing our food, holding hands, and taking selfies together. Dawn. The thought's so sweet, my heart's starting to stammer. Why am I blushing? I'm pretty used to female attention given the whole succubus Harlem thing. But succubus don't go in for cutesy dates like this. Succubi other than Cosmos, I mean. For all my experience when it comes to seduction, I don't have much experience with the softer, sweet side of love. It's been a long time I'm used since I went out with a woman like this. Guess I better make the most of it. Let's get going, Haruko. I'm starving. How can you be starving? You had breakfast only a couple of hours ago. Exactly. That was hours ago and I'm hungry again. Besides, slyly Stephanie scuffs at the icy ground with the tip of her shoe. I didn't eat very much at breakfast. You didn't? I blink. I would have thought Elizabeth would have been determined to get some good, healthy food into you. She seems like a commandeering sort. She is, yes, and she was. But I was so excited about our date, my stomach was all tied up in knots. Ah, I see. I exhale with newfound understanding, my breath once more escaping my lips in a hazy cloud of condensation. Well, if it's a crepe you want, it's a crepe you'll get. I'm determined to make all your dreams come true today, my lady. Hee hee, thanks, Haruko. You're the best. Stephanie giggles and then quick as a flash, ah! She stands on her tippy toes and presses her kiss against my cheeks. It's a quick, fleeting sort of kiss which doesn't linger, but it makes me blush even more regardless. This is only supposed to be a pretend date, but my feelings for Stephanie are getting rather complicated. I think I really might like her after all, how could I not? She's way too cute not to love. Damn, damn, damn! I know where the whipped cream is going to land, and I want to lick the whipped cream! My goodness, this really is yummy. It's even better than I thought it would be. I'm sure right now there's any viewers watching your stream they're like, what the fuck is going on? If Ashley would have been in here, she'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. I examined Stephanie smiling all the way. I bought a crepe for her at her Squiddy spoke behest, and now she's busy nibbling at it. Stephanie holds a crepe, which is slotted into a cute cardboard container in one hand. Stephanie's other hand, meanwhile, rests against her cheek, upon which a small blob of cream rests, white and perfect like a freshly piped rosé. The crepe I bought for Stephanie is, as per her request, full of strawberries and cream. It's so full of cream, in fact, I can see it trickling down the sides of the brown, freshly coned side of her crepe, standing the tips of Stephanie's dainty fingers. There's a bit of breeze, and it blows as Stephanie and I wander about Rosenberg streets. Stephanie's blonde hair tied back in two cute girlish pigtails flutter, as does the hem of her skirt. Stephanie's attire is every bit as passé as the pale pink cardboard containing which holds her crepe, and the splotches of cream on her cheeks seem, strangely enough, to complement her flushed skin. Stephanie looks so cute, crepe in hand, she might as well be a painting. Framed as she is by all Rosenberg's picturesque buildings, she reminds me of a fairy. Yes, indeed, this is simply delicious. A fairy with a fondness for whipped cream and a massive sweet tooth. The delicates the palace cooks prepare are wonderful too, of course, but they cannot compare to this. It seems a wonder that food prepped upon the streets before my very eyes should taste so good. I feel I've been awfully ignorant growing up in a luxury as I have, but now I am beginning to see how wonderful simpler pleasures like this can be. Oh, num 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 num. Stephanie takes another bite of her crepe, her face glowing with sugar-included indulged happiness. Also known as when women steal your french fries when they say they don't want any, right, Dark Knight? Rosie didn't hear that, so she's asleep. She doesn't get to hear him cuss me out. And I don't think this is going to be one she goes back to watch since, you know, she'll fall asleep. I got the best idea. You need to tell her next time when she's at work to play this video on the intercom. It might get everyone in that building to fall asleep. Oh, this is really divine. I'm glad to hear it. You really do look like you're enjoying that. Although, Stephanie inches her head quizzically in my direction. There isn't an issue with my etiquette, is there? I'm not accustomed to eating food with my hands. I do hope I'm not going about it in the wrong manner. No, it's fine. There aren't any issues with the way you're eating. You're being quite daintily, in fact, but you do have a bit of cream on your cheek. I do? Stephanie stares at me aghast. I had no idea. Yeah, you do. There's only a little cream, though. Don't worry about it. But I must worry about it. I must look like such a mess. If that's what a mess looks like, can I see a woman like that, please? If Lizzie knew how clumsy I'm being, she would most certainly scold me. I don't know if she'll go quite that far. I think Elizabeth would be happy simply to see you having fun. Maybe so, but I was born a lady. I was taught to mind my manners from a young age. I'm letting myself down. I don't want you to think of me as Slovena. I don't know. I don't think you're whatever the fuck that word is. I was actually thinking, in fact, that you look very cute. Cute? Stephanie stammers, her cheeks beginning to fluster. I'm not certain about that. I doubt I look very cute at the present. Not with my face covered in cream. I must look like a street urchin. No, you do look cute. It's nice to see you getting so excited about food. And of all things, I'm glad you're not being too self-conscious around me. I think we'll both be enjoying ourselves much less if you were constantly worrying about the way you look. I don't want you to feel self-conscious. I just want you to have fun. We're not in the palace, so you needn't worry. Are you quite certain about that? I am indeed. I'll prove it, in fact. I'll take my phone out of my pocket, then hold it up, so the viewfinder is full of Stephanie's cream-splattered face. Stephanie observes me curiously, her brow floured. What are you doing, Hugo? What do you think? I grin. I'm going to take a photo of you, obviously. What? But why would you want to do that? Well, why not? You're cute, and like I said, I want to commemorate this moment. It's the first time you've ever had a crepe. So it feels like a pretty big milestone. But my face is dirty. You can't take a photo of me like this. I can and I will. I want to. This is proof that you gotten close enough to me to show off a more vulnerable side of yourself. And I think you look perfectly precious. Oh, but precious? Do you really think so? Demurring, Stephanie looks down at her feet. I'm not so sure about that. This is all rather embarrassing. I've never had my photo taken like this before, not on the street by a man. But, well, Stephanie inhales and then gathering her courage lifts her head. Her green eyes meet mine anew, and gently her lips curve upwards into a smile. You're probably right. Lizzie would want me to go on this date, wanted me to go on this date so I could experience new things. And this definitely be new. I do feel a bit shy, not to mention self-conscious, but maybe that's a good thing. My heart is pounding so hard, like it does when I'm playing don't know what that is, but it's a warm, gentle kind of feeling. I think it's alright if you want to take my photograph. After all, I want you to remember this day too. You do? I might have been the one to suggest this, but I don't want to be too pushy, and neither do I want to make Stephanie feel uncomfortable. Is this really alright? It is, yes. I don't have any qualms. You can take a photo of me, even if my face is dirty. I give you permission. I wouldn't let anybody else take so many liberties with me, given my status as a princess. But when it comes to you, you're special to me, Hugo, and I really do like you. Ah. Later that evening, damn, and that's where we're going to end this part of the stream tonight. depending what time I get up in the morning, we'll probably do part 2. But we're going to save real quick. And this is where we will continue next time, which will be when I get up in the morning. Till then, everyone have a good night. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you tomorrow morning to continue this game, and then Monday evening for The Devil in Me. Until then, peace out. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your... Well, now it's technically Monday morning. Good luck to you if you have the Bucks winning or the Saints winning. Good luck tonight, and I'll see you next time.